Welcome into week 3 on the estate planning process. This week, we're going to be talking about executors and fiduciaries and how to go about naming one and what those fiduciaries do. So we're getting a lot of questions on this topic, and specifically one of the questions we've received is, what is an executor or personal representative? And this is a fiduciary that's named within a will, within the last will and testament. And this individual has specific duties to the estate of the decedent, including fiduciary duties of loyalty and due care. Some of their duties will involve distributing estate assets to the beneficiaries named in the will, paying debts and valid expenses of the decedent, paying and satisfying claims of creditors. And this could be a variety of creditors. They could be credit card companies, medical bills, Medicaid, and other lawsuits. They also have a duty to open an estate account and have an account and inventory of the assets in the decedent's name. And so these responsibilities are very important, and they involve a lot of trust and ethics. And so it's important that we're mindful on how we name the personal representative in our will, because it's vitally important to make sure that the estate administration process goes smoothly, efficiently, and as you have outlined in your will. One of the questions we've received is, what makes the executor different from the beneficiary or a trustee? Now, our blog, we're going to go a little bit more in depth on some of these other fiduciaries, such as a trustee or a power of attorney. But today we're speaking about executors. And the executor is simply the custodian that's been charged with distributing estate assets and that wealth, that property, to the loved ones, to the named beneficiaries in the will. They are not a beneficiary, or they can be, but the beneficiaries are separately named in the will itself. And those are the individuals that are benefiting from the assets, the property, and the wealth that's being conveyed to them. So they could be a beneficiary. But oftentimes our clients and the public in general will name a third-party disinterested trustee, perhaps an attorney, an accountant, or a family friend that's disinterested and has nothing to gain. They are typically professionally paid for their services for the work involved. So how does one go about choosing the executor? It's a multifaceted thought process, but if there's going to be lots of friction, if the family dynamics are such that there are likely to be disputes, it might be prudent to choose a disinterested trustee. If the estate is complex, if there's lots of rental properties or substantial amounts of land, out-of-state property, or other financial assets that could be complex to distribute to the beneficiaries, again, it might be prudent to name a professional. But every client's different, every individual is different. Oftentimes, individuals will name a trusted child that perhaps lives nearby or lives within the state. But the thought process needs to be done carefully. Choosing a personal representative, a trustee, a power of attorney, a healthcare agent, all of these decisions are critical to the estate planning process, and it's some of the most important decision making that our clients undertake. Another question we've received is, should we name a co-executor, a co-personal representative? We often say no, because financial institutions, they often require 2 signatures when decision making needs to occur. One executor might live out of state, the other one's in state. It also creates a dynamic where if there is a conflict on a decision that needs to occur, litigation could be the outcome. And so we've found that estates flow more efficiently and smoothly if a single fiduciary is named. Again, I think we've answered this, but another question is, if I am the executor, can I inherit? And yes, you absolutely can. Oftentimes, the personal representative that's named in the last will and testament is also a beneficiary. And so you can be both a beneficiary and an executor and a fiduciary for the estate. So that concludes our discussion this week. Again, the blog goes more in depth. We talk about revocable trust, how to name a trustee, how a trustee is different from an executor. We also talk about powers of attorneys. Please click the link below, which will navigate you to our website to read the blog. Next week, we're going to be talking about assets and specifically how to transfer assets in the most efficient way and in the most prudent way for the beneficiaries and loved ones that you want to protect. Again, so next week, we're going to be talking about the transfer of property. Please give our page a like, and we look forward to seeing you all next week, and we hope that you all have a safe weekend.